Elena Voss stood frozen in the sleek Chicago boardroom as her mentor leaned back in his leather chair. 2.3 million missing from the client escrow, and the audit trail has your name all over it. He slid the termination papers across the glass table. Pack your things, Elena. You're finished here. Security will walk you out. Before we go further, comment below which country you're watching from, and let's see how far this story travels. She had no idea the woman he'd just destroyed still held every offshore ledger he thought he'd buried. 6 months earlier, she had been the firm's youngest senior associate, the one who never missed a deadline, the one who stayed until the lights went out on Michigan Avenue. Her mentor, Richard Harlan, wore Brioni suits and a Patek Philippe that cost more than most houses. He liked to joke that Elena was the daughter I never had to pay for college. Then the client fund went dark. $2.3 million. Harlan made sure every digital fingerprint pointed to her. The Friday she was escorted out, she left behind only one thing on her desk: a small silver keychain shaped like a gavel, a gift from her late father on the day she passed the bar. That night, she sat alone in her apartment at 2:14 a.m., the keychain turning slowly between her fingers, and she started pulling threads no one else had noticed. First reversal came quietly. In a windowless storage unit on the south side, Elena slid a tarp off an old external drive she had kept since her first year at the firm. One encrypted folder, 17 offshore accounts, all in Harlan's name. She didn't scream. She didn't call anyone. She simply copied the files, sealed them, and waited. The grind took 4 months. She rebuilt the paper trail from public records, cross-referenced every wire transfer, matched timestamps down to the second. Invoice number 4471. Account KY 9182. Each discovery landed like a stone in still water. She hired a quiet forensic accountant who owed her a favor from law school. Together they built a case so tight it could have been gift-wrapped. Then came the day the boardroom door opened again. This time the entire executive committee sat around that same glass table. Harlan stood at the head in his spotless Italian shoes, presenting quarterly numbers like nothing had changed. The federal marshals entered at 10:07 a.m. They placed the warrant on the table in front of him. Every partner watched as agents seized his laptop, his phone, even the Patek from his wrist. Elena walked in last. She set the silver gavel keychain on the table exactly where he had once pushed her termination papers. Harlan's face went the color of old paper. The courtroom 3 weeks later was packed. When the judge read the judgment, ordering full restitution of the 2.3 million plus penalties that reached 4.8, the room went still. Harlan sat motionless as the verdict echoed off marble walls. He looked across the aisle and met Elena's eyes for the first time since that Friday. 2 days later, he appeared at the door of her new office downtown. No Brioni, no Patek, just a man in a cheap gray coat. "I thought I was protecting the firm," he said, voice cracking. "I was only protecting myself. I'm sorry, Elena. I was wrong." She said nothing. She simply placed the silver keychain in his palm and closed his fingers around it. Harlan's name was stripped from every brass plate in the city. Elena's was added to the new firm letterhead the following Monday. She still keeps that same keychain on her desk. Every evening at 6:30, she picks it up, feels the cool metal, and remembers the woman who once carried a cardboard box down Michigan Avenue while security watched. Some debts are paid in courtrooms. The best ones are paid in silence, with the very object the accuser once threw away. And sometimes the quietest revenge is simply refusing to stay gone.